So we were saying microcontroller session module 2 session 1, that is 8051 instruction set. So in the previous session, in the session 1 we have completed the 3 addressing modes. So that is immediate addressing mode, register and direct. Okay. So today as a part of the session 1, so we will see direct, register, indirect and the index addressing mode. Okay. So now already we have seen three addressing modes: immediate, register and direct. Okay. So now directly we move on to the register indirect. Okay. So as the name suggests, so register indirect addressing mode. So as we know, the addressing modes are the ways in which we will access the values or data which is in register memory, okay, or it can be a immediate value. Okay. So now in the previously we have seen immediate. So if it is immediate, we need to mention the value with hash, for example hash 25h. If you see the register addressing mode, then it will be, the value will be in the register. For example, that is move r1 comma a. Okay. So whatever the 25 we want to transfer, it will be in the a register. So from a register it will move on to r1, that is destination register r1. Okay. So this we call as register addressing mode, and instead of a, if we replace with hash 25, it will be immediate. Okay. And the direct addressing mode means that is move a comma 40h, means we are in the instruction itself directly we are mentioning the address. So h is hexadecimal, the type of number. Okay. So 40 is a memory address. Okay. From the 40h memory location, the content will be moved to a. So this we call as the direct addressing mode, because we are mentioning the address directly in the instruction itself. Okay. So now register indirect. So that means, so the register addressing mode uses a register to hold the actual address that will be used in the data movement. Okay. So the whatever the address is there in the previously, it was in the instruction itself. Now address will be in the register. Okay. So for these earlier we have used in the register addressing mode R0 to R7 AB. Okay. But here for indirect addressing mode, the register R0 and R1 and DPTR, only these registers we will use for the to hold the addresses. Okay. So which will act as a pointers. So as we know, R0 and R1 are hold 8-bit address and DPTR will hold the 16-bit address. Okay. So now, and one more thing, whatever R0, R1 and DPTR what we are using, so that will be preceded with the @ symbol. Okay. That will be preceded with @ symbol, means at R0 or at R1 or at DPTR. Okay. So it will be used like this. So this we in this as we say, the register indirect addressing mode, we are using the register, so which will hold the address, okay, from which we need to transfer the data. Okay. The syntax for this we will see here. Okay. So move a comma at R0. So what it will do is move the contents of RAM, okay, whose address held by the R0, means whatever the R0 having the value, so that will act as an address which is pointing to some memory. Okay. So content of that will be moved to A. Okay. Similarly, move at R1 comma B. So move the contents of B, okay, the value in B register, into the RAM whose address will be held by the R1 register. Okay. So this we call as register indirect addressing mode, and we need to remember in this register indirect addressing mode, we are using only R0 and R1 register for 8-bit address, and for 16-bit address we will use the DPTR. Okay. And here some examples we will see, and here what is example here, write a program to copy the 55h, the value 55h into RAM memory location 40 and 41h. So there is a memory, okay, in that two locations, one is 41, one is 40, okay. So there are two locations are there. For that, those locations I need to transfer or I need to copy the 55 value, okay. So how I can copy? The first one is using direct addressing mode, okay. So as we know direct addressing mode, so which value? 55. So 55 we are putting into A register, and then move second line, move 40h comma A. So the content of A, that is 55h, will move to 40h. So 40h is the address of the RAM memory, okay. So 55 will go to the 40h memory location. Similarly, the next move 41h comma A. So the same 55 will move to 41. So this we call as the direct addressing mode, because the address is directly we are specifying in the instruction, okay. And next one, through register indirect. So as we have seen now, so first we need to put the value 55 into A, then which address, okay. 40h is a initial address and next one is 41. So 40h we are putting into R0. So why we are putting into R0 means, in register indirect addressing mode, R0 or R1 should contain the address. So starting address is 40h, so 40h we are moving into R0 through immediate addressing, okay. Then next what happens? Move at R0 comma A, okay. So move at R0 comma A. So what will happen in the A? What it is? 55. So 55 will go to the address which is stored in R0. So R0 is having 40h. So 40h is a will act as address now. So for 40h memory location, the content of A, that is 50h, will move, okay. Next, increment R0. So R0 value is 40h now. Increment R0 means it will be incremented by 1. So it will become 41h, okay. So now again move at R0 comma A. So A value has not changed, it will remain 55. So 55 will move to 41h memory location, because R0 contains now 41, because it is incremented by 1, okay. So like this, the difference between the direct addressing mode and register direct addressing mode is this one. So here directly we are specifying address, and here R0 have the value which will act as a address, okay. Similarly, in general form we can give the explain like this: move at rp comma #n. Rp means, okay, where p is varies from 0 to 1 only, not 0 to 7, because for indirect addressing mode we will use only R0 and R1. So the p varies from 0 to 1, okay. So copy the immediate byte n 8-bit value to the address in rp. Similarly, move at rp comma address means the copy the content of address to the address in rp. So it is like move at r1 comma 25h, okay. So here hash is not there, so what will happen? The 25h will act as an address. This is memory to memory, so 25 is pointing to some memory location. The content of that, not 25, the content of 25h memory location will move to the address which is stored in the R1 here, okay. Similarly, move at rp comma A, it is similarly like what we have seen here, and move add comma at rp. So it is like move 25h at R1. So the address stored in R1, suppose R1 is 40h, the content of 40h will move to 25h memory location. So 25h is the address here, okay. So the content of one memory location 40h, it will move to another memory location 25h, okay. So this is again move A comma at rp. So the contents of address in rp will move to the A register, okay. So this is a generalized form, okay. So in which p varies from 0 to 1, n means the value, add means any address. Okay, so this represents the register indirect addressing mode. Okay, the same thing if you see in a diagrammatic way, the same example. Okay, move a comma at r0. So what will happen? Move a comma at r0. So r0 will have some value. So r0 will have some value 25. So 25 will act as a address. Address means it is pointing to some memory location, not some. So here 25, it is pointing to 25h address. So the content of 25h, that is 40. Okay, 40 or 46. Okay, so this 46 will move to the A register. That's what the shown here, dotted line. Okay, the 46h value will move to the A register from memory to register. Okay, the address 25h will be stored in the R0 register. Okay, similarly move at a comma at R0 comma A. So the content of register A, that is 75, okay, will move to the memory location. Which memory location? Which address is stored in the R0. Suppose R0 again, if it has 25 is pointing here in the memory. For that location the 75 will be moved here. Okay, so this is how the indirect register indirect addressing mode. Okay, so register will have the address. Okay, so that is pointing to the memory location. So this is how the register indirect addressing mode will work. Okay, the next, the last one. Okay, the last one, sorry, this is also indirect, not the last one. This is also indirect addressing mode, but how to access external data. Okay, how to access external data. So whatever we have seen till now is inside the memory. Okay, whatever till we have seen inside the memory. Suppose if I want to access from the external memory, so in that case I, instead of only move, I need to use move x. X means the external interface, external memory. Okay, so move x a comma at rp. So the function is same, copy the content of the external address which is stored in either r0 or r1. Okay, the content of that will be moved to A. Okay, same move x a comma at dptr. So dptr will act as an address now. Okay, so whatever the address stored in the dptr which is pointing to external memory, so that content will be moved to A. The only difference between what we have seen previously and this one, that is inside internal RAM. So what we have seen, and this one is external. Suppose this is microcontroller and this is external RAM or ROM. Okay, RAM. So this is reading from external memory or moving to register to external memory. So for these things we will use the move x for RAM. Okay, and here the same thing. Okay, so move x at dptr A means the copy the content of A will be moved to the address which is stored in the dptr. Okay, so for that particular location the content of A will be moved. Okay, similarly here move x at r0 comma A. Okay, so content of A will move to the address stored in the r0. Okay, so here this is in general form rp, like that. Here we have seen particular r0 and r1. Okay, so this is again how to access the external interface through the register indirect addressing mode. The only difference is we need to remember, we need to put move x. Okay, the next one, index addressing mode. Okay, so the index addressing mode, in which either means we will use two registers. So earlier in the external interface we have used only dptr and r0 and r1, but index addressing mode, here we are using two, dptr register and pc, that is program counter. Okay, so is used to hold the base address. There are two addresses here in the index addressing mode. One will be base address and one will be offset address. Okay, so offset address will be stored in A register, that is fixed. Offset address will be stored in A register and base address will be stored in either DPTR or PC, that is program counter register. Okay, and here this will be used to the index addressing mode. This will be used to fetch the code memory. Okay, means the ROM. Okay, earlier whatever we have seen is RAM. So now this will be used to access the ROM or access the instruction. Okay, so adding the, what it will do is, it will adding the value of base address to the value of offset address to form the effective address. Okay, so what is the effective address is a final address. So it will add the content of DPTR, it will add the content of A, both will together, it will values will be added and it will form the new address. So that new address we call as a effective address. The content of that address will be moved to the A register. Okay, so index addressing is used with MOVC. So earlier we have seen MOVX and here it is MOVC because we are reading the code memory. So MOVC here. So what it will do, copy the code byte. Okay, copy the code byte found at the ROM address found by adding content of A and the DPTR. Okay, so whatever the value A and DPTR which will be added, okay, and which is both will be added, the content of that address will be go to the A register. Okay, the code byte means, so whatever the instructions are there, move for example A comma R1, so this will be converted into binary format. It may be 16-bit or 32-bit based on the architecture of the processor. Okay, so it will be converted into either 16 or 32-bit. In that 32-bit, this all information it will be there. Okay, so this will be converted into each one in binary. So the first 8 bits we call as first byte, next second byte, third byte and fourth byte if it is 32-bit. Okay, so like that it will be fetch code by code, means byte by byte. Okay, so this we call as indexed addressing mode because we are here, one is offset address, one is base address, so which will form the new address. So from that we will fetch the data. Okay, here we have used DPTR and here we have used program counter, just it is a register name different, so process is same here. Okay, the same thing, just we see an example. So here move DPTR. So before using this we need to put a value for DPTR and PC. Okay, either anyone, DPTR or PC. So we are putting 1 2 3 4 hash is immediate value, we are putting 1 2 3 4 to the DPTR. DPTR is 16-bit value, 16-bit address, so we are putting 16-bit value 1 2 3 4 to the DPTR and this is a base address, and move A 56. So 56 is offset address, we are putting into A. After execution of move C A comma at A plus DPTR. Okay, so what will happen, 1 2 3 4 and 56 both will be added, so it will become 128A. The content of 128A will be moved to A register. Okay, the same thing here shown in the diagram. Okay, so this address, so what will happen, the 56 content of A and the content of DPTR 1 2 3 4 both will be added here. Okay, so both will be added together, it will form an address 128A, that is pointing to that in memory, that is pointing to 128A memory location. The content of that is 40H, which is in that location, will be moved to register A. So register A will be 46H after the execution of that instruction. Okay, so this is how the diagrammatically shown here, the content of A, content of DPTR both will added, it will point to memory location, the content of that address location will be moved to A. Okay, so this is how the index addressing mode will be worked here. Okay, so the same thing, if it is an external RAM, so we need to use MOVX or move DPTR, move X at RP means at R1 or R1, R0 or R1, and move X at DPTR. If it is RAM, we can go for move X. If it is ROM, then we can go for move C. You can see here, move C A at DPTR and move C at A plus PC, that is program counter. So any register, either we can use DPTR or we can use PC plus A for the accessing the ROM. Okay, so this we need to keep in mind, which registers will be used for which interface. Okay, so this concludes the session 1. So that is addressing modes. So we have covered all 5 addressing modes, that is indexed and registered indirect and direct, okay, and register addressing mode and immediate addressing mode. Okay, so session 1 is divided into part 1 and part 2. So we have covered the addressing modes, which is of 5 types, so which is very much necessary to understand the instructions. Okay, so these are the ways, these are the 5 ways in which we can access the values. Okay, depending upon our requirement, we will use these addressing modes.